If you're moving to Germany soon, having the right apps installed on your phone can make your life a lot easier. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 critical apps needed in Germany to survive your first few months. Hey, my name is Jen and I'm from Guatemala.
And mine is Yvonne and I'm German.
And together we're from simplegermany.com, where we create English content to empower internationals to settle into life in Germany more smoothly. Number one, and I would argue is one of the most important apps, and that is the weather app.
That is very true. I look at it every single day, and that is not because it's redundant. It is actually extremely important because when you look out the window, it will not stay the same it is in this moment. It can change in an hour, in 2, and 3, and 4.
In a minute.
And that's why my favorite weather app is actually not the default one from my iPhone, but the weather and radar app that I downloaded because it gives me so much more accurate information, not just hour by hour, but also for the next days. And I love, my favorite feature is the rain radar, like the map that I can click on and kind of like scroll through the day. How are the rain clouds moving? I know, very geeky, but you will get me once you're in Germany and you get to know the rain occasions.
Yes, and I would say, generally speaking, this app is very accurate, not 100%, but very accurate when rain is supposed to come, which is very important for you to actually know before you leave home. So check your weather app every time before you leave home.
Don't trust the look out the window.
Yes. Second app, which you may or may not already have, and that is WhatsApp. It's WhatsApp. And that is mainly the communication app that is used here in Germany to speak or to communicate among friends, colleagues, groups, and stuff like that. I would say rarely do Germans send a message, like an iMessage or, how do you call this?
A text message.
SMS. Exactly. It's mainly the communication through WhatsApp. Of course, there's exceptions. There are some Germans who prefer Signal and Telegram because of more security features. However, WhatsApp is the most common one.
Yeah, definitely. We only have WhatsApp. Yeah.
Yes. Now, number 3 is kind of like a bundle of apps, and it has to do with public transportation and finding directions in Germany.
Yes, most likely this would be your number one way to commute, at least in the beginning. And there is 2 apps that we want to highlight. Number 1 is the DB Navigator. That's the name of it. It's from the Deutsche Bahn, which is a very good, easy to use in English app that really gives you the itinerary and the when does the next bus or train leave for all of Germany, even for your local public transportation, not just for the big regional, big cross-city trains that the Deutsche Bahn itself offers. So that app really goes for anywhere in Germany.
Yes, and also super cool thing, you can also purchase tickets through the app. If you're curious, how do you actually purchase tickets in general? We have a whole video talking about public transportation, which we will also link in the description below. Additional to that, depending on the city that you live in, you may or may not have a cool local transportation app. In our case, we live in Düsseldorf, and the Rhine app,
Rheinbahn.
The Rheinbahn app is the coolest thing ever, really. It's fully in English. You have also other notifications when things are delayed, which happens more often than not, unfortunately, in Germany sometimes. You can also buy tickets there, not only a monthly ticket, but also ticket per ride, which sometimes is cheaper, depending on how often you commute. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we actually only use the DB Navigator for long train travel and the Rheinbahn for our local area. But again, it is interchangeable.
Yes, and once you are in Germany, you can ask someone that you meet or a colleague if they have a local navigation app that they use, and you can download that. Now, for finding directions, the best one that has worked for us is Google Maps. It's simply very clear and easy to navigate.
It's very accurate.
It's very accurate, and not only does it give you how much time it will take to go from A to B, but also it will show the connections of train, buses, etc., and how to walk, because sometimes the bus station is here, but you need to go there, or the train station, and vice versa. Some people don't like Google Maps, and they've also tried another app called City Mapper, which I tried, and I just found it very overwhelming and confusing, maybe because I'm just used to how Google Maps work. But definitely a must-have to navigate through the streets and directions in Germany.
Yeah. Waze is not so popular here, and we're just saying this because we know in some countries Waze is, let's say, more popular or better, more accurate than Google Maps. But in Germany, as far as our experience goes, Google Maps still has the leverage.
Yes. The fourth is also like a bundle of apps, and that has to do with translation apps, because not all apps are created equally. So the first one, of course, you can have Google Translate installed on your phone. The cool thing about Google Translate is the camera feature, because if you're in the supermarket, for example, and you have reception in the supermarket, you can easily use the camera to translate labels from German into your preferred language. But for translating text and stuff, that's not the best app.
No, for full text, DeepL is actually our preferred translation app. Of course, it's AI, but it's very specific. And the more specific a tool is, the better it works. and that is the one that we use for longer text translations.
Yes, and now for specific words, because sometimes one word has different meanings.
Especially in German.
Yes, and for that, Leo is, in our opinion, the best app to translate a specific word from German to your language or vice versa.
Correct, because it gives you the context and the different possibilities also for British and I use it often for English and German. British English, US English, it really gives you a variety, which DeepL, for example, completely lacks for individual words.
Or Google Translate for that matter. And the fifth one is also another bundle, and that has to do with banking because, of course, money, honey. And you definitely need your bank's phone app. I mean, every bank in Germany has a phone app. And whether or not or which bank you should open, that is a topic for a different video, which we actually have created for you. And we will also leave it in the description box below. However, you have to keep in mind that depending on the bank, usually traditional branch banks, you not only have a mobile app from your bank, but you have an authenticator app, which is the second app, which is used to authorize transactions that you do with your mobile banking app.
And to authorize logins on a desktop. Pretty much for it's a security feature.
Yes.
Mobile banks sometimes have it included in the banking app. N26, for example, has that. But any other German bank has two apps, correct?
Another money-related app that's important to have, and that is PayPal. Again, depending on where you're coming from, you may or may not already have a PayPal account. PayPal is amazing. For example, the way that I've used it the most is not only to pay things online, but also to, let's say I go out with a colleague for lunch, I don't have cash, and unfortunately the place only accepts cash. My colleague pays, and I can say, hey, I can give you a PayPal transfer. And I give them a PayPal transfer.
Right. In my office, it was very often that we collected cash for birthdays of colleagues or other events that were special. And same there. I mean, not everyone always has cash, so I'll just send you a PayPal. It's the number one way that people interact with each other to send money.
Yes.
Other apps have not penetrated the market yet.
Yes, other apps, because in other countries, I know like Brazil, I mean, there's a lot of other countries where there are these instant payments, like phone payments that you tap and you pay. Those things don't exist here. No. PayPal is the way to go. A third app, money related, is Wise. And that has more to do, which is kind of like a banking app, but mainly is for currency exchange. And it's a multi-currency account. And that is a fantastic tool if you need to transfer money from your home country to Germany or from Germany to another country.
And also a great option depending on what bank you have access to do your early stage banking in the first weeks and months in Germany.
Yes, and again, we have a whole video talking about how to transfer money from your home country to Germany, which you can also check in the description box below. And we know that moving to a new country has a lot of steps that one needs to consider, both before and after arrival. And for that, we have prepared an onboarding kit, which we go into detail on the bureaucratic steps and how to achieve them before and after you land in Germany. You can check it out also in the description box below. I feel like you can find everything in the description box below. Just have a look. Number 6, and that is, and again, a bundle, last bundle I promise, for finding local events, which is very important to get social when you land in Germany.
Absolutely. There's nothing worse than just staying at home before, after, or during work and not mingling when you're in a new environment. So there's different ways to go about it, and they're all interest-based. Facebook groups are still a thing, especially in the expat community. And the other two apps we want to mention are Meetup and Eventbrite, where you can find events based on interest, again, culture you come from, career, anything that really interests you, to just check out what is offered in your area and leave that apartment of yours and go mingle.
Yes, as an example, I've used, I think it was Meetup or Eventbrite to find either hackathons or tech events in my area to go for a talk or just to go check out a new office. Because usually these events are also hosted by cool companies, so also a great way for networking as well. Number 7 is Bring, and that is actually not Bring Something, that's the name of the app. And this is a grocery shopping app. By no means are we saying this is the best app that you will find in the market. This is just our preferred app that we use actually every single week, at least twice a week.
And it might be, why we name it here, is it might be important to you just as it is to us, because depending on where you're coming from, fridge sizes in Germany may vary from the ones you're used to. They might be smaller, they might be bigger, but in case they're smaller, you may need to go to the supermarket more often. And we think, so we actually create a meal plan and create a shopping list based on that, so we don't waste food, and we also have all the ingredients that we need to cook. Obviously, I know some people just cook with whatever they find in their fridge, but if you are a prepper and you'd like to have a list that is digital and you can assign different buckets to different supermarkets, then Bring is the app that we we would recommend.
Yes, and also with that one, you can share it with your family members and it's updated and synchronized, so it's pretty cool. And additional to that, you find deals of local supermarkets as well. So every supermarket has these like pamphlets that they have the things on special offer. And through Bring, you can also see them and see if there's something that you like on special offer and buy it then. App number 8, and it's my absolute favorite app. I'm kidding, but I love it actually. And it's Amazon, I know. But the super cool thing about Amazon, for example, I come from Guatemala where Amazon, it's not really a thing, I would say. There is no really Prime service and it's not so convenient. There are ways, as I know and have understood, to buy Amazon products, but it has to go through complicated. Anyways, but in Germany, I can have an Amazon account, I can have Prime service, things get delivered, and especially when you don't find things in local shops. Unfortunately, that happens quite often when it's regarding to tech. I've tried multiple times. The MediaMarkts and Saturns of Germany, which are the electronic shops, don't always have what I'm looking for, and Amazon is just very convenient to purchase things online.
And number 9 is to download the Deutsche Post and DHL app. Is one app in a bundle, and that might come in handy if you do need to send letters in Germany. We have a whole video, again, in the description, where we're going to detail how to do that. Why is this important? Even though a lot of things are being digitalized also in Germany, some bureaucratic processes still require you to send physical mail. And for that, the app is really convenient in order to avoid going to a postage office and just buy stamps online in case you already have envelopes, which you can buy on Amazon.
Exactly. And number 10 is my second most favorite app. No, I'm kidding. And that is to bookmark Simple Germany's website. We have a website full of guides that go into detail of all the nitty-gritty of life in Germany. And for that, it's super easy. You go to simplegermany.com. You, depending on the browser, you click on share, and then there's an option to attach to home screen or add to home screen. And then you have a quick link that you can access all of our content like this super fast. And if you're moving to Germany soon, then make sure to check out our onboarding kit, which again, you will find the link in the description box below. Until next time, cheers!